The tremor shook me up. Putting my warm, gentle palm on my womb, I tried to comfort the 8 months old unborn child inside of me. Somewhere I knew it was the sound of a blast from the nearby cantonment, where my husband is posted as a lieutenant general. It's been 8 long months since I have known that I have conceived. I can't tell you how joyous moment it was for me and him. Since the past 1 month, I have been docked up in the safe comfort of my home. But he did not even spare a breath. There is not even a single day when he was off his duty. Sometimes I wish I could be there with him, caressing away his every bruise and scar and make him feel like home. The tremor, the next blast, shook me out of my chain of thoughts. This time it was worse. It was followed by a series of gunshots. Something was not right. I could feel the cold sweat running down my spine. With trembling hands, I reached out to the nearby closet. Pulling out a family photograph, I pressed it close to my chest. All that my aching heart could say was, "Come back home safe." I tried to call him, but his phone was out of reach. Did something happen to him? Feeling helpless, I pressed our photograph tighter to my chest. Closing my eyes, I gently caressed my womb. The memories of the happy times flashed across my mind. That twinkle of elation in his eyes when he first came to know that our little life has taken his first breath inside of me. Before leaving home, he took me in his arms. Looking into my eyes, he said, "I'll come back home safe." His kiss on my forehead, that meant thousands of promises. And when I rested my head on his chest, all that I could feel was a heart that was beating for his family and bleeding for his country. Memories came flowing by. I didn't even realize when I had fallen asleep until I heard a faint knock on my door. Rubbing my eyes, I tried to expel the sleep. With the leftover slumber, I glanced at the clock. It was near midnight. "Who is it?" I shouted out. Silence. There was no answer. Fear crawled inside of me. Who could knock at my door at this time of the night? Who is it? Silence again. After that, a second knock followed. What if someone from the army was trying to seek shelter? But then, why isn't he answering me? Maybe he is hiding from the enemy? My mind persistently kept doubting, but my heart urged, what if someone needs my help? Assembling all my spirit, I stood up. Taking a deep breath, I walked stealthily towards the door. Without wasting another thought, I opened it. It was him! His forehead was bleeding frightfully. Before I could say anything, seeing tears in my eyes, he assured, "Everything is under control. Don't be scared. Take care of yourself and our child. I will have to go. The fight is not over yet." But then, before I could continue, he cupped my face in his palm and kissed my forehead. "I'll always be there with you." Whispering these last words, he turned around and walked away. Within few minutes, he disappeared into the dark. He never looked back. I stood there, numb. There was something unusual about him, and I don't exactly know what. But he never left home without promising me that he'll come back home safe. This time, he did. And when he came near to kiss me, I could smell a subtle fragrance of fresh flower, as if the fragrance was commemorating some sort of eternal sleep. And that kiss, it was not that warm, gentle one, rather, it had unusual coldness in it. Random thoughts came flowing by. I stood there motionless, because there was something atypical about him, and I didn't know why. I woke up to yet another knock on the door. This time, the clock struck 6. I hurriedly walked up to the door. It must be him. Bubbling with excitement and joy, I opened the door. There lay a wooden coffin covered in tricolor. On it was carved his name with those glorified words, "A martyr to his country." I sat down with a thud. I could literally feel the soil beneath my feet slip away. The coffin bearers, one of who was a dear friend of him, extended a consolidating hand. With teary eyes, he said, "We couldn't save him. He was among the few bravehearts who was martyred in the first blast. He breathed his last right in front of my eyes, and I couldn't keep him back." His voice choked. What? What are you saying? I questioned in disbelief. How can it be possible? He came to me after the second blast. His touch, his last words, his kiss, everything was fresh in my memory. Every bit of last night is etched in my mind. That cannot be a lie. It just cannot. Is this all some sort of a nightmare? I was waiting for him to wake me up from this. Waiting for someone to yell and tell he is still alive. But no one did. I was feeling nauseated, as if someone was pulling out my soul and locking it in a coffin. The sound of the previous night's blast kept deafening my ears. Thrusting my both hands on my ears, I tried to shut out the noise. I tried my best to make sense of everything happening around me. Right at this moment of despair, I looked towards the coffin. On top of it was a garland of freshly plucked flowers that rested peacefully on him, commemorating his eternal sleep. Just then, a gush of wind brushed past my face. The breeze had the same fragrance of fresh flower that I inhaled from him last night, as if he was trying to make his presence felt. My heart skipped a beat. If he was martyred in the first blast, then how did I feel him last night? Maybe some questions are better off unanswered. It's not meant to be explained to the world, but felt by just us. It was him last night for sure. He had come to see me and to bid us his last goodbye, way after he was mortally gone. The breeze kept brushing my face. I closed my eyes to make his presence felt. Just like the breeze brought back his fragrance, I wished it could bring him back as well. And if the breeze could, I would ask it to bring him back as well. Where he will hold me for one last time, where he will kiss my forehead and promise me yet another time that no matter what, I'll always be there with you.